want to do this one and finish it because they're having a ball. This is a joke to them. This woman's black that's up here, quality, and the desk clerk, but both of them were black. Um, the owner is from India, as far as I know. He's part of the Patel and Shaws that own everything. There have been a party to this because I've been kept in Roanoke. This is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I am Margaret Ann Windsor, kidnapped from Buckingham Palace and brought over here in 41, and given the name of a twin, Peggy and Nancy Childers. I married to Childers. So I put all this and the backup to it on video, back for over a year now. And on Facebook, I ran in a political campaign to replace Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, and that was in October '83. I'd written about him in a medical malpractice book and had antifreeze put in me April Fool Day of '80, letter from the FBI June the 23rd of '79, and this is an ongoing hell where other people have broke the law. I haven't. But anyway, I wanted to get this in, what's happened here at Quality Inn. I wasn't going to put anything up today. I stayed in this one, and this has happened everywhere. This is how they run me. And I'll quote again retired State Trooper Carl Barton's wife. She said to me, this is how we run you with chemicals. They get things on the maintenance or on the owners, or people just do it because it's a joke, I'm British. And they don't have to pay for the crimes. They get their kids, law enforcement will get things on their kids or Internal Revenue or whatever the owners or whoever they're getting to participate in it. Drop the charges or lessen them or so forth and so on, because everybody has something to hide. Now then, 14 months ago, I was at the Quality, I stayed here 14 months, from January the 12th until March of this year. And at least I made it. It wasn't all that great. And I still had some problems here. And by the way, the electricity would go off and on, and they'd come right by me and switch it on. I don't know if other people's, it was my understanding then that some of the other people's went off. But anyway, I come back here because I was run from out at Trapple by the same people. And you question people, well, why do you do that? Because most people in this country are living good, and they're not going to give it up, that piece of the pie, to help me. They'll just stay out of it, and their hands are clean, they think. Well, I came back here because I had to leave there and nowhere to go unless I wanted to pull my stuff out in the National Forest and have them run out there after me and tell me I can't put a tent up, or it's so cold and freezing and I'm old that I'm not taking care of myself. When that's exactly what I am doing. So I called Choice Motels, and I had some days from when I stayed here before, 20 days to be exact. So I came, they booked me here at Quality Inn again, same Quality Inn, Third Lane Road, Airport. I came in, and they were nothing but rude to me, sick. They put me in 116, and I'm going to try to get this on here this time. For 2 or 3 days, it was okay. And I went out for a walk, came back, and I could walk a little bit, and I was so happy. That means the inflammation and the stuff, I wasn't getting the fumes I had been getting. Well, I came back, and the fumes had started. Then the power went off that night. I passed out, actually, after I got back from the walk and the fumes and passed out. The electricity went off. So I called the desk, and it was Kim that had checked me in. The first when I was checked in, she said, well, I'll get maintenance or electrician. Well, then she called and said, no, you'll have to move. We don't have anybody. And makes you wonder what the rest of the place would happen to them if their power went off. And anyway, she said I couldn't occupy 2 rooms. I'd have to either go upstairs. I said, well, you do know that I'm elderly. I can't pull my stuff up there. I'm 76 years old and can hardly walk. She says, yeah, I checked you in. So then I end up going next door, and I can't pull my stuff down there. And I did get a few things, and she come and got my key from 116, the one that the electricity is out on, and tells me I can't occupy 2 rooms. Well, I wasn't trying to. All she had to do was turn this electricity on. Now, I've spent my life in a living hell because of these people. She's black. She thinks she hasn't had any civil rights. I have had none. Not even to say my name, to breathe. I don't know where my sons are. I haven't. I don't know what's been done to them, and nobody will touch it. So I finally go up. They were changing shifts. It's 11 o'clock. And I go in, and she says the owner's there. Or this guy walks in, and he's the owner. And that's a Shar Patel. It's Maverick Holding. And he said, he was sitting down with me, and he said, well, they ran me off when I came here. They bought it from the Germans that had it, and that was a holding company too, but at least I made it then, and this is March of this year. I've been here 14 months. They ran me off. You should have seen what they did. This old woman is pulling stuff from one room to the other, so knocked out from the fumes that I can't stand it. I can guarantee you nobody else gets the fumes, and that's what I'm getting to. They can just say it's not happening to me. I can't get an attorney. Laws involved, enforcement's involved in it. Instead of taking a knife or a gun to me, they're slow doing it. I'm allergic to chemicals, so it tears my body to pieces, the inflammation, over a period of time when I'm force-fed it, and that's exactly it. And if I try to say anything, I'm just making it up or something. Nobody believes that. Everybody knows exactly what's going on. They're afraid of it. But anyway, I'm up there, and she says the owner's there. He's wearing a hoodie and jeans. So he says, well, he'll come back here and flip it on, the electricity on for me. Well, he says, has this ever happened to you before? I said, yeah, last year when I was here. Because he said he met me when they bought it. And I don't really remember him. I don't know if I met him or not. But anyway, I said, well, will you help me move my stuff, a few things back from 120 back to the original room that I just moved from? And by the way, after this was over, I thought, well, I didn't even mention the fumes to anybody. I wasn't going to. It does no good. They just say it's not happening. So the electricity you can point to. Well, in the past, that's what they've had me doing, back, not just here. Move me from room to room makes me look bad, and I'm being fumigated like a insect, and they move me from room to room, and I'm not allowed to say that, so I look like this fool, unless you know the truth behind it. So anyway, I'm not allowed to say that to them. You're deliberately putting the fumes in there. They'll just say, well, that's nuts, and start. Anyway, the owner sat down there with me, if he was the owner, in the up there at the desk, and he says, will you complain? That's all I've heard. I don't know if he knew I put it on social media because I can't get an attorney, and the law is a part of it. I don't know if he knew that or not. I guess he does. But if you were being raped or your child and your throat cut and you were begging the person doing it to you to stop, please stop, would you call that complaining or begging for mercy and law to intervene and stop it all? How dare someone be that sick? And anyway, he come and he flipped it off, flipped it on the electricity. And I asked him, I said, well, you go to 120 here and help me bring a couple of things I did get out back up here. And I'm back to the original room now. So they successfully, without me saying anything about fumes, they turned the electricity off. They did. Nobody else's was off. He flips it on, and I thought when he left, well, they just had me running from room to room again. And I'm back in the original room. All they did was turn the electricity off. So now then, this is a few days later, electricity's gone off again, just now. This is Sunday. I call her. I'm not even going to say what I had on, for God's sake. I don't know what other people have on, but I had the microwave on, I had a light on, and the cell phone charging. And so she sends the guy down, and he goes to the side of the house and flips it on. It came back on. I didn't call her because it's the same girl, Kim, black girl. So then she calls me because I'm not going to have anything to say or anything to him. I'm trying to get through the 23 days, which is another almost 2 weeks. so that I got a